Now that we're done with the basics, the stuff we'll learn next is actually going to be pretty useful because the whole point of analysis is to aggregate and manipulate data in different ways to give us insight. And one of the ways to get insight is by ordering the data, right? So far, what we were able to do is to, filter data, but we're always just selecting a random list of rows and we get to see like maybe 100 rows or so. But now we can actually order them so that it can give us information. Like for example, in here, we have a query that says select star from food.fastfood, order by revenue, descending. DESC is short for descending. So here, I'm ordering all the fast food restaurants by their revenue, how much money they make. That already allows me to know which fast food chain earns the most, and that is insight. Like if you had a question saying, which fast food restaurant earns the most money? Well, you can do that by ordering it, right? And you can also combine it with everything else you've learned. So imagine if you wanted to limit it to specific restaurants, then you can add a where clause here. And then later on, after you order it, you could also limit it. All right, so I'm going to do that. So as you can see here, I added a where clause and then I also added a limit clause. So now this query does something a little bit different and it allows us to get different kinds of insight. So here we says where type equals pizza. So that means I only care about fast food restaurants that serves pizza, or that is the type pizza. And then again, I'm ordering it by revenue, and then I also limit by 5. So what this query gives me is the top 5 restaurant that serves pizza. So as you can see, combined with filters and limits and also other stuff that you'll see, it's going to get pretty powerful. You can get a lot of insights from just SQL queries. So usually order by, you write it at the end of your query before the limit clause. So this order matters. You have to make sure that select is before from, which is before where clauses, which is before order clauses, which is before limit clause. This order matters. All right, so as you can see, I wrote descending here, but it's very possible that I omit it. If I omit it, it's actually in an ascending order. You could also specify that it's ascending by writing ASC, and that would work too. In one of my old examples, I actually ordered it by random, which is like a special function, and which is why you need the brackets. But usually, we just use ascending or descending. And you can actually order by multiple rows. Like for example, if let's remove this, and if I had another row here called maybe name, then what it would do is it would order by revenue first, and then within the ordered revenue, it will order by name. So let's look at an example using mode. Okay, so let's use this table as an example. Let's query a few rows just to see what it looks like. Okay, let's run this. So as you can see, this is a historical stock price of Apple. So there's an open, high, and low. And then we'll just look at the close price since it's kind of the same thing, or the open price. We'll just look at the open price. And then I am curious, I want to know on what day was the Apple stock price the highest according to this data. So how would we do that? So first, what we want to do is we want to order by, which is something that we learned. Order by. So we can order by open, and let's just see what this gives us. So as you can see, it's actually giving us in ascending order. So this is the lowest and then to highest. Okay, so what about if I do it descending? So this should be the top price, the highest price possible. Ooh, interesting. So as you can see, the data is not super clean. There are a few days where there are just no open price, no high, no low, but only a closing price. I wonder why that is. But for now, let's just clean it. So we're going to add a where clause where how do we make sure that they're not nulls? Then what we can do is where open is not null. Okay. And then we run again. All right, perfect. Now we actually have normal open prices. We format the query just to make it a little bit more readable. So as you can see, the answer to that is 9/21/12 with the open price of 702.41. Awesome. So this is the power of order by. Another thing we can do is we can order it by date. but I'm pretty sure this is already ordered by date. But imagine if it wasn't and you wanted to order by date, then what you can do is you order by date and then you run it. So now as you can see, it's ordered by date in a reverse order. As you can see, there are some days that are not available. That is because, I'm actually not 100% sure why. But actually, as you can see, this date is actually not ordered properly. And the reason why is because this is a string, month, day, and then year. So actually, the only way to order this properly in terms of date is to not do anything, like just run it normally. Actually, this is not ordered properly either, because this is the month 1, and then it's actually going down, so it's not going up. It starts at 2014, then 2013. Okay, let's see. Let's order by year and then month. So that's actually the best way of doing it right now. Assuming we don't have the date string, then how would we order these by to make sure the time is correct? All right. Then what we can do is we order by year. So not null, order by year, and we want it ascending order. And then we also want month to ascend. So now, as you can see, we are ordering by 2 columns rather than just 1. And then we run this. All right, great. So this is actually ordered. It's way better than before, because before we started at year, 2014. Now we actually have this ordered properly because it's the year 20 and then the month 1. As you can see, it goes to month 2, month 3, 4, 5. Perfect. This is actually really good. But there's still one issue. The days are not ordered properly. So what can we do? This is not super easy because as you can see, the dates are actually strings. And there's one trick that we can try is that we're going to order by date this time. And what's going to happen is that you know that the month is always 1. Like first we order by year and month, so that's fine. So the first column and the third column, which is the year and the month, they won't change. So we're just going to order by the middle layer. This is not going to totally work because as you can see, 10 is going to make it there rather than 1, right? Because like I said before, this is treated as a string. So we could try something else. We could try to modify this column and maybe kind of parse it. So the great thing about SQL is there's a lot of documentation. So what we want to do is we want to split by this character and then just get the middle one and then turn it into a number and then order by that number. Can we do that? All right, let's see. So how would you do that? Well, first we have to learn how to split a date or like split a string. So the best way to do it is just to Google it. So as you can see here, I Googled SQL string split. Maybe I should ask Postgres because that's the one we're using. So split part, that seems correct. So we can try. So like I said before, no worries if ever you get it wrong. You could always search for it. So okay, so let's try string delimiter and then field number. And then that probably gets us the field number. Excellent. Okay, let's try this. Split part. Well, first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to query it first just to see if it's right. So split part, the column that I want to split is date, and then the character I want to split is backslash, or is this front slash? One of them. And then I want the second part. Let's see if that works. Let's see what that gives us as, let's call it day. And then run. Ooh, excellent. So we're getting the day now. Now, day is still a string, so it still wouldn't work perfectly. Like for example, if I order it by day, let's see if this works. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so it almost works because they still think that 10 is bigger than like 4, 5, 6, which is incorrect. So the last thing we want to do is turn this into a number. So how do we turn this into a number? All right, let's Google that also. So the right word is casting. So for example, cast string to number, Postgres SQL, or convert, that works too. So as you can see, it tells us to use to number. Okay, we click it to make sure. Okay, to number. So you can also do colon colon. You can also cast as decimal, that works too. You can also write to number. Okay, that sounds good. So usually casting is the best way to do it. So we usually cast and then we write as and then whatever you want. So let's try this. And then now we want to cast this whole thing as, let's try number. Let's see if this works. It might not work because it's not correct, but, or I mean, it's not precise. Yeah, so number does not exist. Let's try integer. Let's try int. Let's see if that works. All right, awesome. Now it seems to work. Perfect. So as you can see, your dates are finally ordered properly. So the dates, as you can see, the 3rd of January is definitely before the 4th of January. And then if we keep going down, this is ordered quite nicely. So now you have an ordered historical price. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for order by. And I'll see you next time.